Overtraining. It's a big problem. However, is it the coach's fault or is it your fault as an athlete? You probably guessed. Yes, there are some whack coaches that you're just going to drill you into the ground no matter what goes on, whether you're prepared or not. They're going to do it because they want to show that they're going to teach you a lesson or show that their program is better than somebody else because you just can't walk when you finish the workout. That's crazy. However, most of the time, we find that the athletes are underprepared for the training session. If you're out there on that field and you're training with 60 other guys or girls, and you find out when you finish up, you can't go through the warm-ups without getting fatigued, and yet there's 58 of the other ones out there that are going through it fine, it's not the workouts too hard. So here's what I want you to look at. You're going to have, first of all, how much sleep did you get the night before and the last couple of days? Are you getting your 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night? Your growing body, they have to have that rest to help recover. The other part of it is, are you hydrating? I want you drinking half your body weight in ounces of water every day, 7 days a week, not just on practice days. That makes your body prepared. It helps the fuels that you're using throughout the training session and your muscles to be able to hydrate and be able to adapt to what they're doing so they're less likely to tear. The other part, of course, is are you eating correctly? And if you haven't already, make sure you go back and take a look at eating for football to look at our specific routine that we break down so you know how to get ready for it. And really, it's starting with our fuel chart. And we'll have the link in this one as well for you. If you haven't already done so, download it. Once you do this, you fill out every time that you eat and drink throughout the day. You're going to put the time of day on it. You're also going to put down how much sleep you got the night before. And if you want, send it back to me. Otherwise, just look at the guidelines because I'm going to also have our nutritional guidelines for you so you can compare and see where you're at. But the first thing is for our athletes, our high school athletes, I want them eating 6 times a day. Every time you eat, you get a protein. And that can be a protein shake or whether you're breaking down the other one. So your proteins I want to get are your chicken, your fish, your nuts, your beans, beef, other poultry, fish. All these are good sources of protein. But every time you eat, you have to get a protein, okay? Don't forget your dairy. It can be yogurt. You can have cottage cheese. You have others. But you have to make sure every time you eat, get that protein. The other one is, are you getting enough calories? We find most of our athletes aren't getting enough calories. So you must do that. And what that tells our younger guys, and we're talking about how many times a day, my athletes that are 10 to 12, 10 to 13-year-old, I want 4 times a day for sure. If you get a bonus 5, that's fine, but you need to get 4 times a day. Same with your protein. My smaller guys, you at least have to have 2,000, 2,500 calories a day. My high school athletes, we're 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. And again, depending on your size and what you're doing, that'll help regulate that. But your protein is going to be my high school guys, I'll have them typically, they're going to do 20 to 25 grams of protein every time they eat. Okay, 30 for some of my bigger guys. Okay, but I want to make sure my younger guys, the little ones, are still getting around 15 grams of protein each time they eat. So 15 to 20 grams each time you're going for the little guys. The bigger guys, 25 to 30 grams. So you can reach your 80 to 100% of your body weight in grams of protein. If you eat properly, you're hydrating properly, you get the sleep you need to, you will be ready for those workouts. You will be the ones that dominate out there at the practice area. If your training level is at this point because you're not getting all your meals, you're still going to give it all you got. Our football players, you put max effort every time you do it. But if my other football player that comes in, eat their 6 meals a day, they're consistent with their training, they're getting their sleep, they're getting their hydrated well, so they're getting all the water they need to, each of them putting 100% outfit, who is going to dominate and get better consistently? Yeah, that guy that's getting all the calories and the food they need to and getting their sleep. So don't be the excuse of, well, it's coach's fault. I'm working too hard. I'm getting weaker. No, almost always you didn't prepare for it. So not letting the coaches off the hook. If you're doing another program, you need to reevaluate what's going on. Just like we tell our coaches when we do our coaches clinics, ask the kids always consistently, how many times a day did you eat? What are you doing? It'll help get the message that one, it's important. And two, you're going to be able to evaluate what you're going to expect out of these kids on that workout day. You can't just go, well, they all didn't eat. That's tough. I'm going to drill them into the ground to help teach them a lesson. Do your workouts respectfully. We don't want to get them hurt. But you can just, with keeping the intensity up, those kids are going to figure out who's hydrated, who's eaten, who's had the sleep. just by how they're moving through. And we do it right out in the practice time. I've got a couple of kids that don't get through the warm-up time. They're already having to sit down or lie down on the ground to kind of get things settled again. I'll ask them in front of the crowd, how many times did you eat? How much sleep did you get last night? How much hydrated did you get the day before? And every time they're telling me they didn't get enough or they didn't eat enough today or whatever. That helps them understand, and all the others watching reinforcing that, man, I better get mine in because I don't want to be the one on the ground. I hope this helps and breaks down about overtraining. But the biggest thing is eat, hydrate, and get your rest so you're ready to go. So your 100% effort shows improvement, not wearing yourself down. All right, please share this with your other football players. Get in what you're trying to do. Download the nutrition guideline that I've got and the fuel chart so that your athletes can learn a little bit more on how to prepare and get ready to go. Football season comes on quicker than you know, so please share it and get out there and look for more of our training specific to football in our football performance section in our YouTube page. All right, appreciate you guys. All the links are in below. Let me know if you have questions. Keep the comments coming as well. And let's get football speed and ready to dominate this season.